Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Daily Buzz. Yes, Northern Ohio's News Buzz, brought to you by Gary Buzz Holland. For those of you who don't know, that was my nickname in high school, Buzz. So that's the Buzz. What we hope to accomplish with this program is we want to become your source for news, the only source that you will ever need. One that's not slanted to the left and definitely not slanted to the right. It's not that we're in the middle, we're nowhere at all. It's just news. Nobody cares about my political opinions or yours. Get over ourselves, please, and thank you. So with all that being said, shall we just dive right in? I think we shall. What could possibly be our first story of the day? Well, we all know what everybody loves to talk about, so let's get it out of the way. Yes, President Trump. Okay, so here's the deal. There's a big uproar in Washington right now, and all the news outlets are feeding on into it and off of it, you name it. Comes down to a document that I have not personally read yet. It should be fascinating. It's a classified document that the FBI did not want released. That being said, here's the issues. Okay, the issue is me being prior service, military minded, red, white, and blue American down to the core. When something's classified, there's a reason for it. It should stay that way. That being said, our Commander-in-Chief, President Trump, made a decision to release the document irregardless of who approved or disapproved. What I found to be comical was several news outlets are reporting that Trump is acting defiantly. Yeah, maybe, kind of, sort of, but if we look at the true definition of the word defiance, Trump's at the top of the food chain. He's the president. The FBI works for him. So how is he defying the FBI? I'm a little confused by that. Now, that being said, also, President Trump, Congress, senators, FBI, to your local police department, they all work for us, the taxpayers. So maybe someday, somewhere, somebody will get a clue on that. So let's move along, because after all, this is Northern Ohio Buzz. So let's talk about what's going on in Northern Ohio. A lot, a little, nothing major, nothing earth-shattering, but I did find an interesting story out of Warren, Ohio, over close to Youngstown area. Anyhow, there is a 16-year-old girl. I'm not going to release her name as other news outlets have because, I just don't think it's right to put a juvenile out there like that. So, but that being said, the juvenile, she is being released this weekend. She killed her father. She claimed in court that she killed him for reasons of abuse, that he was very abusive. God bless her. I don't know the real story. None of us do. I just think that it's kind of interesting that after 6 months of psychological whatever, that that we deemed that, hey, she's okay now, we can release her. I don't know if rehab is that quick for anything, obviously. But you know what? God bless her all the same. So let's move on to some more interesting topics. And you have to forgive me. Unfortunately, my pictures here, they're not in order. I mean, I download them in order, but right now I'm at a technology deficit. Eventually, we will get this up and going and be a little bit more professional about it. So right now, it's time to check the weather. Everybody loves the weather report, right? I mean, that's why you're local news outlets will put it on 5 times during an hour. They give you a little tease here and a little tease there before they actually give you the whole forecast. Come on, really, is that necessary? Do you just need to fill that space for a whole hour? You're not interested in listening to me for an hour. I'm not interested in talking to you for an hour. Let's just get the weather and get it out of the way. Well, guess what? It is very, very, very cold. It's 18. Yeah, 18. And we're expecting about 3 inches of snow this weekend. It looks like mostly Sunday. So there's your forecast in less than a couple seconds. Somebody's coming in the room here. Well, hello there, Captain Obvious. How are you today, Captain Obvious? I'm good. Captain Obvious, would you like to chime in on the weather? It's cold. Well, thank you, Captain Obvious. We wouldn't have known that if you didn't tell us, like 200 other people tell us every day, everywhere we go. Hey, how you doing? It's cold. Really? Wow. I would have never known. Okay. Somebody else is coming in the room. It's Redneck Ray. Redneck Ray, how you doing today? I'm all right. How are you? Well, we're doing good here, Ray. This is our first news broadcast. We're a little nervous, as you can tell, but we got it. Ray, would you like to chime in about the weather? Yes, I would. It's colder than a witch's booby in a brass milk jug holder. Well, thank you, Ray. I appreciate that. We would have never known, but thank you so much. All right, time to move along to the sports now. Big game Sunday, right? Pardon me, folks. I got a cough every now and then. That old nicotine thing there. I really apologize for that, but that was so unprofessional. But, hey, didn't claim to be a professional. Just claimed to give you the news that you really need. All right, so we got the big game Sunday. I know a lot of people are rooting against New England, and that's fine. But a little history, personal history. I've been a long-suffering Browns fan, as most of you know. I have a few backup teams, Tampa Bay, Oakland, and, New England. Why New England? Because I was born in Jaffrey, New Hampshire. But anyhow, besides that, success. Everybody loves to hate on their success. It's so funny when people are successful in this world. There's only one reason I can honestly find that I kind of hope that New England doesn't win this week. And I know that's weird for me to say, but the reason is Kenny Britt. Kenny Britt played for my beloved Browns this year, and he stunk the joint up. He was horrible and just absolutely pathetic. But guess what? Here he is in the Super Bowl with New England, and this guy just might walk away with the ring. Yeah, here we go again, flipping backwards because my smartphone can't put things in order. Okay, very smart. Yes, we gotta love our smartphones. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to basketball for a quick moment here. There's been a lot of scuttlebutt going around about our beloved LeBron James, King James. Yes, sir. A lot of people are whining and speculating. I love all these armchair quarterbacks only. I don't know what you call it in basketball. Armchair GMs who want to be. Everybody's speculating that, at the end of the year, LeBron will be a free agent and that he's going to take his talents to the West Coast. Okay. Been there, done that. It's kind of like a jilted lover. She leaves you once, it hurts. She leaves you twice, okay, whatever, next. So, anyhow, the bottom line is LeBron is a fabulous player. He's a fantastic player. Why not? Maybe he'll be here next year. Maybe he won't. Who knows? Who knows what next year brings? Will any of us be here? Who knows? Ask North Korea. Who knows? The bottom line is, why not? Instead of focusing our efforts on what LeBron may or may not do, why not? Let's just get behind the guy, cheer for him. Let's hope that he can bring another championship to the North Coast, okay? Okay, enough of that. Let's move on to high school basketball. I have a very, very disturbing story for you. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Lordy. Last Friday night, it turns out that the Oberlin High School was visiting Fairview High School Fairview being a suburb of Cleveland. Oberlin, located, if for those of you who don't know, in the heart of Lorain County. Anyhow, folks, it's 2018. Can we stop the racial crap? Can we please, pretty please stop the racial crap? So, Oberlin having a very racially diverse city. Their team has pretty much kids from all ethnicities. Okay, and here's Fairview whooping their butts, literally beating them up good on the basketball court. Okay? But then racism has to rear its ugly head. There were signs directed at, I don't know, one of the cheerleaders, players, something that were derogatory in nature. Multiple reports of them, the people in the cheering stands using the N-word, making fun of the Oberlin cheerleaders. It got so ugly that the Fairview had to call in extra police. The police department were getting nervous, so they called in Rocky River to back them up. I have a very good source, obviously an anonymous source who happens to know about these things, that happens to know people who know people, blah, blah, blah. And one thing that I found disturbing that the mainstream media did not allude to at all, but this is what I've heard from the source, that the athletic director of Fairview was sitting right there in the cheering stands, hearing everything, and not only did he not react, not only did he not fix the situation, but he snickered. That's the word on the streets. Do I know it to be true? No, I don't. But I have a good source, and I believe my source. So we'll leave that at that. One last note on this, I hope. It's so weird. People don't think before they speak. I am very guilty of that. The lieutenant for the Fairview Police Department, anybody knows me knows that I'm pro-police. I'm always on the police side. But you know what? He really opened up his mouth and inserted his foot. Essentially what he said, and I'm paraphrasing here, but essentially what he said to the media was, our primary responsibility was to get the citizens of Fairview Park home safely and then ensure the safety of the visitors. Really? Let's stop and think about that for a minute. Your primary responsibility was to get the citizens of Fairview Park home safely. After they started with the racial slurs and the ignorance, your responsibility was to ensure their safety. It's kind of, sort of. But I would think you would be more concerned about the safety of the victims and not the safety of the offenders. Just saying. And again, it's 2018. Can we knock it off, please? Thank you. Enough said on that subject. Let's move on to happier things. Finally, we're going to close the show with one of my favorite topics, Pokemon Go. For those of you who don't play, all I can honestly say, truthfully, just being real, okay? It sucks to be you. Just being real. It is a fun game. I started almost, a year and a half ago, shortly after the game came out. It was just a morbid curiosity. I wanted to know what goes on with this game, So many people, oh my goodness, everywhere you look, people got their faces in their phone, they're walking all over. And so I tried it, and I became addicted. Only it's a good addiction. It gets me out of the house. It gets me to go for walks. It gets me to do something. It may not be productive. It doesn't pay the bills. But guess what it does do? It gives me a form of escape that is healthy. Okay? We'll leave that at that. So, in Pokemon news, Lots of interesting things going on every day. So every day at the end of the show, we will have a little pokey blurb like we're doing right now. So, once you see the Pokemon, whatever I choose to show on the photo that day, hey, if you're not into it, you're not into it. Again, sorry for your luck. I really am. But I just want to say today's blurb is really interesting. I can't wait to see how it pans out. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, I apologize. But for those of you who do, you'll catch on right away. There's been a lot of controversy and scuttlebutt about the way Niantic gives out X-Raid Pass. X standing for exclusive, which means only so many people get an invitation to go to a particular Poke Gym and catch a legendary. Traditionally, it has been Mewtwo in the X-Raid Pass. I say traditionally because none of us never know what Niantic has in store next. There's some clever people, I'll tell you what. But here's what's going to happen is ordinarily you do a raid and within a couple days you get a X-Raid pass for that particular gym. Not everybody gets them. Understandable. But ordinarily the raid pass is for a week or so in the future. So it gives you time to prepare, blah, 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 blah. Well, a whole bunch of people in the group that I belong to, the Northern Ohio Pokemon Raid Team, which is based out of Norwalk here, a whole lot of people got an exclusive raid pass yesterday with a little less than 3 days notice. Now, I know to those of you who don't play the game, that sounds like, okay, whoopee, big deal, what the heck, right? I realize that. I get that. But here's the thing. I'm suspecting something huge here. I cannot understand why they would only give 3 days notice. I think Niantic is up to something. So stay tuned because when we do the episode tomorrow's news, I will know what those people found out because their raid is tomorrow at 1:30. So I will update you on that. All right, so we're going to get off all those topics now. We're going to close down the program. I thank you very much for enduring my first edition. I will strive to get better and better as we go along. I legitimately want to become the only news source that you need. You don't need to hear the right-wing perspective. You don't need to hear the left-wing perspective. You don't need to hear anybody's perspective but yours. I will give you the news. I'll make a little joke here and there about it, but ultimately, I have no interest in telling you or anybody how you should feel about a particular story or a particular thing that's going on in this world. That's not my job. My job is to give you the news, and I'm doing it freely. The only thing I ask in return, please, if you can, please, 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 I want this to grow so that I can do it. Believe it or not, the opportunity for me to make money is there. And I need to make a living just like you need to. I don't want your money, but the way you can help me to make my money, simply put, and I've never been more real, never been more honest. I know this is a plug, but I need your help. I need to make this grow so that I continue to do it and to continue to make it better and better and better. And, eventually, once we start getting a revenue stream, then we can get better equipment and we can do better programming for you. That's my goal. That is my goal. And the way you can help me, it's so simple, it costs you nothing. See that little like button on there? Please hit it. See that little subscribe button over there? Please hit it. And most importantly, even if you don't do either one of those things, please share. Share this video. Share it on Facebook, share it on Instagram, share it on any old way you can. Call your friends, call your neighbors. Again, it doesn't cost you nothing but a couple seconds of time. I want to make this good for all of us. I need your help. Thank you so much. Have a great night. I look forward to talking to you tomorrow. So, as of now, I'm buzzing out.